gravely disappointed. Once again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
Howdy, everybody. How y'all doing?
There has been too much violence, too much pain. But I have an honorable compromise. Just come join us. Saturday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Sunday metric. Just join us, and there will be an end to the horror. Just join us.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, good to see y'all out there. And I don't think I'm muted. I'll start this show not being muted. Oh, man. My goodness. Sorry, I don't have my new intro done yet. I worked on it last night and everything. I thought I'd have it done today, but I was super busy helping out some family, and I didn't get it finished, so I just threw some stuff up there. Of course, Blackbeard, they gave they gave a lot of stuff away on this channel. We don't have anything from them tonight, but we do have the blue skinny knife for tonight. But I wanted to throw them up there and just give them a shout out. And also Foss, I believe tonight is overnight party. I will double check on that for sure, but for sure we'll find out. But anyway, I'm so glad to see y'all here tonight. The reason I didn't run the intros because I think you guys, I talked about last week, I had got a private members only video taken down, and there was no reason for it to be taken down, so that one might be the intro, having pew-pews in the intro. So anyway, I'm working on a new one. When you're a gun channel, it's hard to come up with video that don't have pew-pews in it. So anyway, oh man, we got a lot of great people back here in the green room just having a good time. So let's bring them out. First up, we have Mr. DJ. Play nice. How you doing tonight, buddy? Oh, we just lost DJ. So we'll go ahead and move on over. Hopefully get right back on here. JH586, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I'm doing okay.
All right. Oh, there's DJ. He's back.
Cool.
So, how you doing tonight, Jamie?
I'm better than snuffing, not half as dusty. Hope you are.
Oh man, doing good. So did you have a good week? Did somebody make your week better, or you make somebody else's week better?
Yeah, man. I took old Ricky Baird riding across the countryside today, and he seemed to have a blast. So I'm excited for that. Excited for him. Hey, Keith Gregory. So we got a good crowd over there already.
Yes, we do. My goodness. Yeah. Awesome.
And the Chick-fil-A in the green room is awesome. Thanks, buddy.
You betcha. Oh, man. Yeah, so you got to meet up with Ricky Beard today and do some fun stuff. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. So I'm sure you'll hear more about it.
I hope so. So DJ, did you get a chance to make anybody's week better, or anybody make your week better this week, brother?
I had something good probably every day this week, but I want to focus on just today. I got to help a friend in Lincoln solve a problem they've been having for a couple of months with where they live, and there were smiles coming from that just this morning. This early evening, my mom stopped by. She happened to be passing through from a meeting that she had earlier in the day, and just like moms will sometimes, she had to bring me some food. So now I have a half a dozen bananas, a carton of cottage cheese, and some other things that I haven't even looked into yet. And so, and the other thing today, so that made me smile. And the other thing is that I'm also smiling, and I think somebody else is, because it's her birthday. And later on tonight, we're going to be celebrating to do something about that. And I made what's going to represent a birthday cake. So, so lots of good things going on today. Lots of good things going on this week. I got to say that almost everywhere I went, online in particular, is my focus. I've been able to encourage someone or provide some bit of information or ask a question that was begging to be answered. So trying to find the positive spots and shine the light on those as much as I can, man. It's been a good week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. And also, thanks for stepping in on the co-host side. Bubba, he changed jobs, and so he's always getting here late. And then Ron, they had some stuff they had to take care of this week. And so really appreciate you doing that for us. Thank you very much, buddy. So up next, let's bring out Mr. Hasbro. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, Hillbilly. Good to be with you again tonight. Going to practice safe touching tonight. And this does not count as touching myself. I'm just clarifying that with your audience. But with all the YouTube craziness, this is what we'll do tonight. Good to be with you.
Oh, man, good to have you here. So I know you made my week better. And did a few videos on what you sent me. That was awesome. Anybody get to make your week better?
Yeah, but in simple ways, but it's great ways. Jamie knows I got a granddaughter down there in Perry, Georgia, and with my work schedule, I rarely get to do this during the week, but I had to have some stuff done this week, and so I had a couple of days off, and I got a FaceTime with her, so that was a great time.
Awesome. Yeah, man, just getting to see them grandkids, man, that just it really makes a person's day better.
She was taking her mom's phone, right, and getting inside this great big basket, putting a bucket over her head and pretending she's an astronaut blasting off. It was awesome.
There you go. Nice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we actually got to be blessed with 4 grandkids come over and visiting Thursday evening, and man, me and my wife, we get wore down after trying to keep up with 4 grandkids at one time. So
yep.
But yeah, it's always a blessing and so much fun. So glad you made it tonight, buddy. I sure appreciate you. And
thank you. Good to be here.
Next, we have Mr. Pat in the bunker. How you doing tonight, Pat?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's got 2 thumbs and has their own flag? This guy.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. D.M. Foss, wherever you are at tonight. Brother, I appreciate you, and he hit it to a T, because if you zoom on that, it says farmers do it in the dirt. So
that's
are
awesome.
you threatening me? Back when I had my full
custom made, that's supposed to be Pat's face on there.
Yeah, that's my face.
Yeah.
And when I had my full beard, get rocking on there. So yeah, so I just got that a couple days ago, and I was like, well, it's been a little longer than that, but I was like, yeah, I have to show that off tonight. So, but no, I'm good. I'm glad to be out of the field, back in the bunker. Man, I am just glad to be sitting down and talking with y'all. It's been a long week.
Yeah, Mr. Bob says he when he puts a bucket over his head and pretends he's an astronaut, they try to kick him out of the rest home.
Out of McDonald's.
Right.
Man.
But as far as anybody making my week better, my dad, my wife, and my oldest daughter. She is actually home for the summer until she goes on to her trip. So I get my oldest daughter, from a previous marriage, for a couple of weeks. So she's going to be helping me out on the farm. We're going to be hanging out, get to reconnect more. And she actually got her student license, so she can, as long as I'm in the car with her, she can drive around. So we went out and we drove around for a good 45 minutes to an hour today, and man, she's catching on. She's catching on really good. So don't hardly have to correct her or anything. So
That's
she's
nice.
picking it up and she's putting it down. So I'm having a good time. I've had a really good evening so far. So
That's
almost.
awesome, brother. That is awesome. Well, thanks for being here tonight. Sure appreciate you. And up next, we have P.O. Mr. Walter. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing without mostly, but you know, status quo for an old guy, right? Hey, I'm doing really well. Thanks so much for the invitation, as always, to participate. I really enjoy, seeing all of you guys here, and then seeing all of our friends over here on the side chat. We pretty much have a lot of the same crew back, week after week after week, and that's just great. I really do appreciate having the opportunity to come in and interact with all of you folks. And about making somebody's day better. I think I've mentioned this before, but I've been helping one of the range safety officers at the range where I shoot learn to reload. And this week, I bought a kind of a package deal that came up on eBay with a bunch of reloading stuff, and then it was an RCBS Uniflow powder measure with a stand in almost new condition. It was in superior condition. So I gave that to her, and a couple of the other guys been helping her out with gear. She's almost ready to go as far as gear and hadn't had to spend a penny yet. So she was very happy about that. She needed one. She'd used mine a couple of times and said, man, I need one of these. And so I got her one. I gave her that one. And then about making my day better, you guys, maybe you don't know, but some of you guys have channels out there. You surely have seen this in the past, but when your subscriber level gets up to like 100,000 or something, YouTube sends you a gift. They send you a nice plaque that's got the YouTube logo, and you can hang it on your wall, and you'll see it with some of those guys, Guns and Gadgets, and some of those guys have them. Well, today I didn't get that plaque because I've only got a little over 1,000 subscribers, but YouTube did send me a very nice gift. They sent me some jewelry that I can wear. And this is what I got from YouTube because I'm back in YouTube jail again.
In the
They
jail.
gave me I got a strike today, so I'm a jailbird again. So there I am. So I appealed it, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
so all I can do is laugh because it's just a joke, as we know. But see him at Christmas, and I didn't do anything. I've been good, honest YouTube. I've been a good boy.
Oh my goodness, man. That's
The fight never ends.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. See, we still have somebody in the back room. Let's get them out, and then I'd like for you to tell us, or if you want to share what happened, at least so you have an idea what people have an idea what happened. So anyway, we'll get right back to you, Walter.
Okay.
Welcome out, Mr. Mark Thomas, the leather craftsman himself. How you doing tonight, brother?
Real good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah, it's been a real good week. We're cruising toward the end of the school year. Really looking forward to that.
I bet.
Good weather. We're
So you get good weather and all that. So did you get to anybody make your week better, or you get the chance to make anybody else's week better?
Yep, we've had a great week. Students are all getting ready to hit finish at the end of the year, and we're just all real good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we just had MacMan jump in the green room. How you doing tonight, buddy?
How you doing, guys? Thanks for the invite. Good to see you all.
Bet. Glad to see you.
I might be a little bit smiley. I've just come back from an Indian restaurant with the kids, and we had a few too many sodas. So I'll keep it clean. Don't worry. But I'm a little bit sort of.
Boy, am I glad to see you, Mac Man, and you're going to find out in a little while why.
Yeah, he didn't know he was so secure, did he?
Yeah. Walter's got something for you.
Oh, right.
So, Mac Man, anybody make your week better? You get a chance to make anybody else's week better, buddy?
Yes, we finally found somebody to run my third truck. So I interviewed him last week. He ran out to me one day this week, and we've decided to take him on, and he's going to be my new driver on my third route. So he is super, super happy, and we're looking forward to bringing him on board.
Very nice.
Oh, wow. That's
Good
great,
news.
buddy. So glad to hear that. Oh, man. So we got some awesome side chat out there. I mean, they are just really rocking and rolling out there. I want to thank each and every one of you. And we're going to be calling you out here on the TV here in just a little bit. But first, I assume Mac Man knows nothing about this, but Walter has a story to tell all of us.
Okay, Mac Man. First, check out my new logo. So last year, you had acquired some 38 Super Brass, and you sent it to me. And I did an unboxing video, and you saw it and commented. Today, YouTube struck my channel for it, and I'm in YouTube jail again. Yeah, for an unboxing video with no firearms were present, weren't doing anything with ammo or nothing.
Oh no!
They gave me a strike for that. I couldn't believe it.
Wow,
So,
what's wrong with them?
I don't know.
I appealed it. We'll see. I haven't heard back from them yet, but they've taken their time. That was like very early this morning. I woke up and saw the memo, and then appealed it, and I haven't heard back yet. So usually, it's within a very short amount of time that they say, sorry, appeal denied. So no videos for a week for me unless they grant the appeal. I couldn't believe that, though. It was innocuous. I might have been frying bacon or something,
It was just brass.
Yeah, it was just brass. Didn't even open the bag. It was in a Starline bag. Didn't even open it. Just kind of looked at the bag, talked about it, and said thank you.
Brass only, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
It wasn't your fault, I thought it was funny, Here I am stuck today, and then you show up right here to us. Hey, you're in cahoots with YouTube. I know you are, you rascal.
I didn't know nothing
Quick,
about
everybody blame Mac Man.
No, don't do that. Mac Man is as innocent as I am. Yeah, Hasbro's over there not touching anything.
I've seen his point. That's cool.
I like what you did there. I see his point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you got a horn or anything, musical instrument that's brass, but yeah, maybe I do unboxing on that and see if that gets taken down.
They're crazy.
It's not.
So
brass.
for you guys who don't know, when you get a channel strike, your first one means that you can't upload anything or do your own live stream. You can participate and comment on other stuff, but you can't put any new videos online for 7 days. And that mode stays in place for 90 days before it evaporates. If you get another strike within that 90-day period, now you're off for 2 weeks. And that one lasts for another 90 days forward from that point. And then if you get a third one, while any of those two are still in force, then your channel goes down. So, hey, Bubba. So that's kind of how it works. So I'm in 7-day jail for now.
Yeah, YouTube seems to be doing YouTube things. Makes about as much sense as AOC, but hey, I'm not gonna get into that. Look at you did a baby girl. Wait a minute.
What's that they feed you in jail, Walter? Eggs, bologna, and gravy?
No, it's not that good.
That's a man.
It's usually what ends up getting kicked under the bars from the celly next door. Pieces of soap, that kind of stuff.
So, Hillbilly mentioned brass. It's not brass, but my brother-in-law bought my wife, her brother, bought her a brand new flute. We both play in our church orchestra, so she got a new flute for Mother's Day, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Very
I
nice.
know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're not cheap either.
How does it feel to be one-upped? I'm your own wife.
If there's anybody but her brother, I'd probably have an issue.
Well, we want to welcome Bubba in here, buddy. Good to see you. So, how you doing? Did you get a chance to make anybody's week better? Anybody make your week better this week, bud?
So I got a funny story on that. I don't want to take too long, so I'm going to abbreviate as much as possible. So where I'm working, and I work in security over at Jim Beam now. Yeehaw! Anyway, but over at security, there's I'm not a supervisor, so my supervisor there, his name's Stuart, and Stuart's a bit of a character. He's an ex-vet. And he likes to talk about random things, and he has a very dry sense of humor. Well, I have a very dry sense of humor, and I have a very dark humor. And me and him was sitting there talking one day, and they was having a party up at the little cafe they have on the site. And they had a band going. I mean, Mr. Booker was there, Mr. No was there, and Mr. Beam was there. So like all the people that represent Jim Beam was there, like all the big guys was there. So they had a band and all kinds of stuff playing. There was this old lady playing a cello, a stand-up cello, playing it like a string bass, stand-up bass. And I sat there and I looked at her for a minute. I said, what would happen if that old lady just absolutely lost her mind and just started swinging that cello at somebody for not tipping? Like, it's just, you got to understand, we're not saying old lady. I mean, like, I don't know how she's standing up and playing old, okay? And she's the sweetest little thing, but I just like imagine her going on a rampage and just swinging the cello. And he goes, well, that sounds pretty funny. And I said, I'll do you one better. Have somebody come up, like imagine the London Philharmonic, right? Microphone's on this old lady. And somebody has stuffed something in her clarinet or cello or whatever. And she just jumps back, who put crap in my clarinet? And I didn't say crap, and I'm not going to say it here for right now. And he just dies laughing. I said, can you just imagine that? Like all prim, proper outfit, everything, London Philharmonic, 200,000 people in the stands, probably being played on PBS, and she just loses her gourd, just screaming about somebody putting something in her instrument, clarinet, whatever you want to call it. And he just about dies laughing. He could barely breathe. And he looks at me, he goes, I have not laughed that hard since I was 18 years old and enlisted. He goes, and I really appreciate that. I needed that today. I said, well, you're welcome, brother. There's a lot of extra stuff in that story, so it's like really condensed down, but man, it made my day better because I couldn't breathe either. He started acting on to it. I think we talked about that for about 2.5 hours. They'd go by faster. He just would not stop laughing. It was a good day. This was Thursday.
Oh, yeah? Awesome. That is great, buddy. Oh, man. So, tell you what, before we get to our topic, let's call out the side chat out there. See, tonight, DJ, since you're sitting in a hot spot, do you want everybody to type something in, or how you want to do this?
I think that would be great. Now, it could be one of two spellings. It's rock, R-O-C-K, or the DJ way, R-A-W-K. So rock out there in the text chat so that Jamie can read you off.
Awesome.
And I also see that some people, Hillbilly, are already dropping the hashtag HBN78 out there. So
Yeah.
People want that blue knife. They want the SBK 2.0.
All right. So, DJ, you want to call him out or?
I will do that, Jamie. I'm going to feel the pain right now that you feel every week with this, my brother. So I'm going up as high as I can, and then I'm going to try and get through this by starting out with Viejo's out there. So it's Pat in a bunker. Hasbro got a couple guys out on the panel and out in the crowd. Got Ron Wayne out there as well. Guns and Barbecue making jokes in attendance tonight. Travis T is out there. So is New Tex I Can. Duffer 426 is out there. Good to see him. Abigail is out there as well, saying rock. Ashley A's got the same idea. Alaska One Andy is out there tonight. Got Ozzy Orsborn checking in. Lakeview Outdoors. Good to see him recently in the room just now. Got Artac and Daughters out there. Dwayne 7834. Pat in the bunker. You got to send twice there, man. So the garage guy 879. Willie Moreno. Tim S is out there. So is Buck the Tactical Fud. Let's see. Yukon 454. Haven't seen that name in here before, but got Misty Mrs. Wayne. She's laughing about something. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy is also there. Let's see. I think I'm getting close to the end there. We got some other people entering stuff. Justin Grimm out there. Ron 2A Matters. Bubba with the long rock. Rich White is out there as well. Let's see. Brownworks. Good to see Brownworks joining in tonight. Jamie's out there with the traditional spelling. Thanks for that, JH586. Tim S is ROCK in the USA. He's working some John Cougar in there. Let's see. MacMan is out there and on the panel. Tennessee Goddess is out there, the TN Goddess. And that, I think, catches us up. Mr. Bob Dobalina in there with an alternate spelling, perhaps. I think that is the roll call. If I missed anybody, please let me know. And Minnie Wayne has just dropped into the room. He says, rock, he, he. That's a roll call.
Oh, man. A lot of great people out there. Glad to see Mark Brown out there. Brownworks also a great guy. Really does some awesome work. If you've not heard about Brownworks, go over and check out his website. Does some great custom, awesome work for grips and pistol stands. And so I actually just released a couple shorts or some videos on those that he had sent over. And so good to see you out there tonight, and good to see everybody out there. Man, what a great crowd out there. I'm loving it on a Saturday night. So, and we also have a bunch of people in Texas too, for the NRAM this weekend too. So hope everybody that's down there is having a great time. I sure wanted to go. I wasn't able to make it. But anyway, so we have our first topic coming up for tonight, and I thought this would be kind of fun. Because I think everybody would have an opinion on this throughout the side chat and also in the panel. So what the first topic is tonight is what targets do you like shooting at the range? Such as be steel, paper, precision shooting. Yeah, it's supposed to be skeet, and I hit the wrong button. Sheet. Oh boy. Clays and stuff, so on, stuff like that. Anyway, let's see. We can start right up with you, DJ, and work our way around the room. And I'm going to fix this real quick where I did that misspelling.
Right on. Well, I go from feeling Jamie's pain and calling out that text chat to the catbird seat. I'm in the co-pilot's position, which means I get to have my say first, apparently, which is kind of nice because I feel sorry for all y'all on the bottom row, MacMan, Bubba, and Mark. I hope that you weren't going to say reactive paper targets. Those are just a lot of fun. Didn't have them when I was growing up. Would have loved them as a kid, and the kid in me loves them now. Great to be able to register from a distance without having to put the glass on it to see, and tab over them with a little circles or magic marker or quick can of spray paint kind of thing, and off you go again. So I like that the economical nature of those targets as well. A lot of fun and saves you some money.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a lot of fun. It really is. Any certain firearm that you like to shoot with that?
Mostly handgun these days. I haven't done any real rifle in a long time. When I do rifle, I prefer steel for sure. And I guess when I'm on range, I like the big FBI target. Otherwise, those reactive ones are a favorite. And I don't carry it, but I really enjoy my Beretta 92. And that's the one that I enjoy unloading into paper the most when I'm at a range, for sure. Yeah, Beretta 92.
Oh, nice. Nice. So we'll jump on over to you, Jamie, and I think you may have found a new love today. Do you want to share any of that? It's up to you. Since we are talking about targets and what firearm we like to use.
Since you asked, Ricky Baird and I went and we were going to go watch our first cowboy action shooting match. We were just going to go and check it out and see what we needed to do and this, that, and the other. But they wound up insisting that we shoot at least one stage, and my shotgun got one shot left, and my shotgun decided it wasn't going to shoot, so I didn't get to finish my stage. But Ricky was using one of the regular shooters' equipment, and he absolutely fell in love with cowboy action shooting. So y'all probably be seeing a good bit of that. As far as me going to the range, I love shooting paper targets because with my rifle loads, when I get ready to go shoot long range stuff, the information and the feedback is just looking at those groups gives you information that you can't duplicate. But I'm telling you, man, shooting steel and cowboy action shooting is absolutely a blast. Shooting steel is fabulous, and I saw a short this past week. Something new. You guys that shoot have thermal night sights. They're starting to put those those hand warmers you get for the wintertime, those hot hands. They're stapling those onto targets and shooting them at them at night with their thermal scopes and stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah, that has got to be fun,
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So that's what I got.
Oh man, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun there. Chris Lane just jumped in. Hey buddy, how you doing? So we'll go ahead and move on down to you, Hasbro.
Well, I used to shoot Steel Challenge. Really loved that, the pistol side. But now pretty much any steel I shoot's 300 yards or farther, just because I'm doing so much long-range precision shooting. But our range goes to 400 yards. There's something satisfying about hearing this loud boom, and a few seconds later, wow, it's fun. But my favorite target is a hard seltzer with this guy sitting on top. And he's going to be sitting on top of some tannerite here in a few days.
Oh,
and
wow.
So that could be my favorite target of all. So we'll see what happens. It's actually his stunt double. I have a stunt double. It's a little bit discolored.
Send in a stunt double for that one, huh?
But generally, what I'm shooting is all precision rifle stuff. So I'm shooting IBS bench rest and different. And I'm shooting NRL 22 stuff as well. That's steel on a small scale. So ask me to pick one, I can't do it.
Wow. Man, yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right. Well, good stuff there, brother. So how about you, Pat?
Man, when it comes to like little 22s or 9 millimeter, man, those self-healing hexagonal balls that roll on the ground, and you can get them to skip and start moving around and just start chasing it around with a handgun or a 22, or those. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but it's like 5 T's glued together and it just sits there and rolls. Exact same thing as the ball, but it's self healing and you can just keep shooting it, shooting it, shooting it, and just keep
Oh
rolling
wow.
it. Man, those are fun. I've been through about 4 or 5 of those, just myself and the kids. Those things are fun. Um, but if I'm gonna start going bigger caliber like 5.56 or my 7.62 by 54R, um, man, setting out a steel plate once I've got it dialed in and start ringing steel at 5, 6, 700 yards with that and hear that ting come back at you. Man, there's nothing more satisfying than that. Just putting in a big round and hear that great big round, 203 grain round just go kerwop on that steel and just let it ring. And it's just like, yeah, that's freedom, baby, right there. That's freedom. So, yeah, between steel and that, I mean, paper, but it's for getting stuff sighted in. So, but yeah, my two favorite, steel and those little reactive rolling balls. Man, I love them. Kids love them. So we always have a blast with them.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. I'd like to try that. That looks like fun.
Oh, they're hillbilly. They are a blast, and you just keep moving around just like the old tin cans, but except it just heals itself and it just ding, 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 ding. So it's fun.
Well, looks like we got a sighting out there, Walter. You wanna see who's out there?
Yes, sir. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. On the count of 3. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Mario. On the count of tres. Uno, dos, tres. Hey!
Hey,
Hey, Mario.
Mario, good to see you out there, buddy.
I love Mario when he shows up. That's just a bright spot in the whole show.
Grab my joke from me.
The old West Coast weirdo.
That's
As
him, man.
Hey, we got Defense Dad out there too. Hey, buddy.
Boy, we got a
Howdy,
full
Defense.
house, man.
Yeah, we do. It is rocking and rolling out there.
Oh man, yes we are, and accidentally kicked Mr. Bob or timed him out or something earlier, so I hope he gets back in as on accident.
Oh, you say that now.
Huh?
You say that now.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't have Mr. Bob's text or nothing, only an email. I think I got his email somewhere. Doggone it. Oh man. Somebody's out there saying hi to Mario and Defense Dad.
Bob's back.
Huh?
Mr. Bob
There
is back.
Is. Sorry about that, buddy.
No
place at the
accidents
wrong
or
time,
coincidences. Yeah, you got that right, Viejo. My bad.
There is no
Oh,
coincidence or accident.
sorry about that, brother. Oh boy. So Walter, what do you like shooting? And what do you like shooting it with?
Well, we've got a pretty good little steel setup at the range where I shoot, and I like to shoot my 22 semi-autos out there. The bigger calibers I'm usually doing something else with, but I often will take one or the other of my two Rugers, either the Mark II or the Mark IV. I like shooting both of those. They both got a nice little hollow sun dot on them, and they're fun as heck to shoot at the steel. There's another guy who shows up with his, and there's a dueling tree out there, and sometimes we'll shoot that. he always beats me, but but they are fun to shoot. It's like the other guys have said. Ring and steel is just a lot of fun. There's something satisfying just about you're just shooting to hear the ring. You're not shooting to hit something the size of a fly on that plate. You're just shooting to hear that ring, and when you do, it's satisfying. So I like that. And the rest of the time with my handguns, I'm right there in DJ's camp. I like to shoot and see type targets. I get it's better feedback. When I go up to my range and shoot, we get a paper target of your choice, and there's several. You can have an NRA 50-foot 22 or whatever you want. They got a whole bunch of them, so I'll shoot one of those first. But like this week when I took the new Ruger RPR 22 mag out and set the target out at 50 yards, that shoot and see is really nice because it's got some nice red 1-inch spots against a black background, and boy, they're easy to see right through the scope. Even at 100 yards, you don't have to bring out field glasses. You can really see where those rounds are going. Sometimes it's hard to tell how many you sent through the same hole when you're as good a shot as me. But, I've claimed 5 in one hole, but it was only one hole. But yeah, I like to shoot and see, or splatter targets, whatever you want to call them. There's a bunch of different kinds, and they're fun to shoot at. So that would be me. And again, mostly it's handguns with me, except for the rimfire rifles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we all like it when you shoot water jugs on and Miss Wayne's up close filming.
Well, I mean, if I could get away with shooting hard seltzer at that range, I'd do that too, because that looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, it is. No doubt about that. All right. Well, some awesome stuff there, buddy. So Mark Thomas, will drop on down to you.
Max got some company.
Yeah.
Mark might be off doing something.
Well, we'll jump right on over to Mac Man then.
Sorry, I got the grandkids here as well, so she's been in the
You
pool.
lucky rascal, you.
Yeah, I like I said, most people I like those paper targets for pistols. Steel is great, and when I do my long range shooting, I tend to do paper with the splatter target. But after visiting Tennessee, I've got to say those electronic targets that just pick up your shots on the iPad have got to be the best ever. If I could afford to buy one, I would get one of those because they are awesome, really good. But I think it's way out of my price range. Jamie could afford it, but not me. They're pretty much the same as everybody. Steel targets, paper targets, doesn't matter. It's just they're all fun. They're all fun to shoot.
They're surprisingly not that expensive, Mac Man. They Johnny's Reloading Bench had one, so they're doable. They're not that expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty good targets. I really enjoyed shooting them, I must admit.
Awesome. Well, good stuff, buddy. So, Bubba, how about you, brother?
Favorite targets of all time have got to be swingers. I love swingers. I don't care how cheap they are. I will shoot it with 22 mag until that thing has so many dents in it that the next shot's probably going to pierce it in half. I love seeing them things that go, wee! Something about them are fun.
How they go?
Bowling balls. If I have a 50 BMG, bowling balls are definitely one of my favorite things to shoot at. I don't know about milk duds yet. We're going to find out whether or not I like shooting milk duds, hopefully here soon. Yeah, but swingers are still my all-time favorite. They're the first steel I've gotten to shoot, and they're just fun. It's just fun. Self-healing targets are good too, but swinging steel, just love
it. Oh man, yeah, that's all good stuff. Definitely, man. For me, man, it's so much. I mean, like, probably one of my favorites is probably everybody might guess, is shooting hard seltzer. And
Go
all
figure.
reactive targets are a lot of fun. Even when if it's still or whatever case might be, soda, whatever. It's just always a lot of fun to shoot those, I think. And then it's also nice, shooting paper, some type of paper target, especially when you can get those real nice tight groups. That kind of feels good too to be able to do that. Yeah, no doubt.
Defense dead. Yeah. Oh,
Right?
Yeah,
That was
let
pretty
me
good one.
see. I muted him here, so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, or self-filling rubber balls. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about a while ago. Yeah, I need to get some of those. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So we have a giveaway coming up here for Too Long Guys. So make sure you get your hashtag in HBN78, and we will be giving away the skinny blue knife tonight. So make sure you get those entries in, and we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the next topic. Get this pulled up here and see. We were talking about music last week, and do you guys remember, were we on the 50s or did we make it to the 60s? Top
Walter,
three.
Walter, you
we
want to tell
made
him about the 30s?
Yeah, we went through. Yeah, we had the
Oh,
40s
ouch.
and 40s and older, and
We
yeah,
went
we
pretty
to
got
sure we made
there.
the
the
50s.
50s.
Yeah.
So that leaves we can either we can do the 60s, 70s, or 80s. Those are the three we have left. And we started at 40s and went all the way to 2000 and newer. 40s and older and 2000 and newer. And so it's been a lot of fun. I think everybody's been able to have a good time with this. And so mostly just after the giveaway. And so some people miss it. And so we thought last week, well, we'll get at least one of those in before the giveaway so everybody can enjoy it. So panel, what do you think? 60s, 70s, or 80s?
I say 60s and just keep going forward.
60s?
I second that emotion.
All right. So top three songs from the 60s. And I think it's only fair since we gave Bubba such a rough time last week, kept making him go last. And so what we'll do this week, Bubba, we'll start with you to give three, and after everybody's over, then we'll do the consolation ones or whatever. So, what three songs from the 60s? Top three songs.
Chubby Checker, The Twist. Let's see. I Want to Hold Your Hand, The Beatles. And I'm a Believer, The Monkees.
Nice. Some good stuff.
I was going to say Hey Jude, but I absolutely hate that song.
Don't let my wife hear say that. Well, no, that one goes. That's her favorite Beatles song. But it is one of her some that she likes.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, good to see you out there,
That was
buddy.
anticlimactic, by the way. I genuinely don't like that many songs from the 60s. Get into the 70s, different story. 50s, 40s, and 30s, different story. But 60s, for whatever the reason, I just feel like I should Do as the samurai do when they bring dishonor. There we go. That's an easy way to say that without getting too graphic.
All righty. So we'll jump on over to you, Mac, man. What's top 3 songs you had or that you enjoyed from the 60s era?
Oh, we got to go with Chubby Checker, The Twist.
Good one.
That's always a good one. I'm just trying to think what I like. Oh, there's what's the name of it? That's more of like a slow one. You got the Save the Last Dance for Me. I think it was the Drifters, was it?
Yeah.
Save the Last Dance for Me. I really like that sort of music. I'm just trying to think what else. A little bit before my time. This is probably one more for VAO. I think this is right in his
wheelhouse.
In his era.
What are you trying to say here?
I'm just trying to think what else there is. I can't think of another one really. I listen to them all the time when I got my music on, and because I can go into on the Spotify and stuff, and I can find all the 60s music. I listen to it all the time, but I can't think of another one.
That happens.
Did you have too many of those wobble pops tonight?
Yeah, I had a few. I was drinking Indian beer. It was called Kingfisher, so it's pretty strong. It's like 6.8% for a bottle of lager, and it's knocked me a little bit. So I'll just have to stay with 2 guys. How's that?
Well, Batman, I know you're a little intoxicated, but you only got one.
Say that again.
I'm just messing with you.
We're just having fun. We're having fun.
Too many sherbets.
So, Mark, you with us, buddy?
He's muted either way. He is unconscious.
Well,
he's dreaming about the 60s.
Oh, there he's.
No, I'm here.
Oh, my God, there he is.
Yay!
I was going to have to come down there and give you CPR.
It's alive! It's alive!
And the threat of me coming down and giving you CPR would definitely wake you up. I mean, it's just being honest.
Hell yes.
Guy, your son would let it happen too. He just like do it.
Yeah, I'm here, but
we got
60s a little tiny bit before my time. 71, that's going to put me right there at birth year. So, but I'll stick with that. Credence and that kind of thing. That's good times.
Oh yeah, definitely good stuff. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Credence. There's no doubt about that.
Nope.
So awesome. So Walter, we'll jump on up to you, buddy.
Oh, sure. 60s were an unusual, well, I shouldn't say unusual. It was a different kind of time in this country. The students in college were just kind of learning how to do demonstrations properly. And we just, we were looking at just getting out of the Korean War. And in the 50s, all the moms were at home. In the 60s, they were all starting to go to work. So a lot of kids were home alone after school. And there was just a lot of unrest and unsettlement going on in the 60s. And the music world, as I'm sure DJ can attest to, was kind of wild. There was just a lot going on. We had folk music. We had bleed over from the 50s, with people like Elvis who got their start there. And we saw the Beatles come on board, and something that we started to call acid rock and heavy metal started back then, really, kind of got its start. So there was just a lot going on. And it's hard for me to pick 3, but I'm going to pick 3 that are kind of different. So one from the early 60s was a song called Runaway by Del Shannon.
Yeah.
And that was a song for some reason that got into my ear and just sort of stayed there. And then we'll kind of go up to the other end of the 60s and with Steppenwolf. Anybody know what I'm going to say for Steppenwolf? Here's a hint. Born to be Wild, right? Who hasn't, whose motorcycle riding playlist doesn't have that one in there? Even today, 50 years later, 60 years later.
Yeah.
And then we'll go in the middle and we'll bring in the Righteous Brothers with Unchained Melody.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, 3 completely different kinds of music that span that decade, and you can fill in a bunch of other stuff in there too. I mean, there's just all sorts of things that were happening in the 60s that I listened to, and I listened to all of it. Not so much anymore, but interesting time for music, I thought.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it was definitely quite a era that got a lot of other stuff jump started too. And that, that's really great information, Walter. Thanks for sharing all that. So, Pat, what's going up to you, buddy?
Oh, well, 3 that I can pick out of my mind because, man, I love a bunch of that music. From the 50s, 60s, into the early 70s, for sure. I'd have to go with Jefferson Airplane, Somebody to Love, a little bit of Janis Joplin and the Holding Company. I know you were gonna love that one. Anything by them, man. She was a wild child for sure. Then I'm gonna have to go with. I could go on forever on this, but I'm just gonna end it right here. I'm gonna go with Aerosmith, Sting in 1969. It was right at the tail end, and man, for some reason, I could keep going on for the 60s, but I'm just gonna stop it right there, and because there's Led Zeppelin, there's the Stones, there's a lot of good music. So, but I'm just gonna stop it right there. But those are just 3 I can pick off the top of my
That's good. That's good stuff right there. And yeah, it's like you got one, and you're thinking, oh man. And I also seen in the side chat, somebody's like, hey, you took mine. That's one I was going to say. Oh man, yeah, good stuff, buddy. So, how about you, Hasbro?
Well, I can start off with one that scrolled across the screen. Jimi Hendrix, CCR. You got to love some CCR.
Oh yeah.
But the number one happened to be, I listened to it first in 1974, but it came out in 1964. And that is the Beach Boys' first live concert album.
Oh, yeah.
And after I heard that, it's like that had me hooked on Beach Boys for life. I mean, you had songs like Little Deuce Coupe and, Little Lady from Pasadena, and just amazing music on that album. And so I was hooked from then on. Listen to that on an old record player and a big console. It was awesome.
Yeah. When I was young, I played my parents. That's one record I do remember playing over and over as Beach Boys, Endless Summer, I believe, that album.
Yep.
And yeah, I think I wore that thing out.
Still on my playlist today.
Oh yeah. Rich says it's hard to just pick 3. Yes, it is. Good stuff. Yeah, that seemed to be like our house cleaning song, like on a Saturday or something, as kids doing chores or whatever. We throw in that Beach Boys album, and everybody just be singing and, doing their chores or whatever. And so, heck yeah. So, Jamie, how about you, buddy?
You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
This is going to freak y'all out, I'm afraid. Tammy Wynette, I Don't Want to Play House.
Good.
My number 2 is not a not a single song. It's an album. The Allman Brothers Band live at the Fillmore East. And Aretha Franklin, Midnight Train to Georgia.
Oh, yes, sir.
Another good one. Dang.
That's a
Epic.
great song.
Wow, you hit some really good ones there, Jamie. Wow,
I thought for
awesome.
sure you was going to throw in Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Otis Redding, yeah.
Yeah. Otis!
My man!
Every time I think about that movie, that's something that always pops in my head. Oh, man. Animal House.
So far, me and Walter's got y'all.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
again, we were actually alive in the 60s.
Yeah.
Hey, I was born in '69.
Yeah, and unfortunately, me too.
Well,
I'm trying to figure
Well,
out exactly what year Fillmore East was released. I think it was 1967.
That's got to be the best year ever, 67. And you know why? I was born.
I was going to go 69, but all right.
Young pup.
Oh my
You
God.
were born in '67?
I was, yeah.
The Camaro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Boy.
there you go.
Who's next
Oh
one?
man, good stuff. Good stuff. So,
Jamie,
DJ
Jamie, I think it was at the very beginning of the 60s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Might have been 59. But when did Ray Charles come out with Georgia on My Mind? Was that about 1960?
That was about 1967 too, I think.
I think
I'll
it
look it
might
up.
have been earlier than that, but it was. I have it in my mind that it was a 60s song that he came out with that one anyway.
Actually, I got to come up with another one. Live at the Fillmore East was not released until 1971.
No. Yeah, but the songs were from all the 60s.
yeah.
Well, most of the songs were from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. There were a lot of blues classics on that album.
True.
got the monkeys out there too.
Yeah.
No, I got
Okay,
to
I'll
thank
throw-
the Monkeys.
I got-
My wife had a crush on Mickey Dolan. Or one of the, what's the lead singer's name?
Well,
Uh,
most of them like Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
That's
Davy
the
Jones,
one.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I'm
There
still
you go.
ticked off to the Monkees to this day. When they had their final reunion going away tour or whatever, this is maybe like 1980, whatever.
I remember
got
that, yeah.
second row tickets in Indianapolis to the concert. And when you're that close, they lip synced all but one song. It ticked me off. Just ticked me off.
Oh man.
I'm not a believer.
You're not a believer.
That's like
huh?
that's cheating. That's absolutely cheating.
Man.
Well, I got to throw one more out there since somebody else put it out there. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Nowhere to Run.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love that's on my playlist when I go racing or something and I'm ready to jazzed up. Man, I
Mhm.
love that song. Get me jazzed up and get me going.
No doubt. So, DJ, we're up to you, buddy. What do you
Well,
got?
I thought Pat was going to say "Dancing in the Street" when he said Martha and the Vandellas. So that came out. I thought that's where he was going. And would you check out all of the ones that Viejo? You keep adding extra stuff out there. Come on now.
Sorry,
We see
I'll shut up.
we see like 15 or 20 really good ones out there in the text
Man,
chat, man. And the
I'll
last
put
one you
these
typed
back
in there
on.
was James Brown's "I Feel Good." Heck yeah, that was
Oh,
great.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
we could talk for I could talk for an entire evening about that, man, and then about the influence that it had on one of my favorite genres, funk. So Hillbilly, I'm trying to take a look at the 60s. I'm trying to name some of my favorites from that era. It's really tough. 67, 8, and 9 are my favorite years of that decade. And somebody mentioned, Rolling Stones. It's like, yep, my favorite band from the 60s. I cannot I have to pick them, sort of thing. So I'm just going to go with the triple set from the Rolling Stones: Sympathy for the Devil, Monkey Man, and Gimme Shelter. And I know that Monkey Man isn't very well known, but if you grab the album Beggar's Banquet and listen to that, it's a damn good tune. It's gritty, it's dirty, it's 60s slop, blues, gut bucket, R&B, rock kind of amalgamation that I just love. And if I were to pick another band to name 3-4, and I could do it, it'd be Led Zeppelin, because their career started at the end of the 60s and really did provide a line of demarcation between what was considered to be heavy rock of the 60s and actual really heavy rock. And a lot of that stuff ended up giving birth to heavy metal, which is probably my favorite genre of all time, because I was in the thick of it in the 80s. But that's what I got. That's the three. Hillbilly, are you going to tell us like a bunch of Elvis tunes from the 60s? I'm guessing.
No, but would just come out there on the side chat with one of my favorite guitar riffs. So, Smoke on the Water. Yeah, I mean, most usually that and Twist and Shout. I mean, for all the music people in our family and friends, that was always some of the first songs, to learn.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I don't think anybody has mentioned Dylan.
How can we not mention Dylan? Don't think twice.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, Maggie's Farm. I like all
free.
What
Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. How about that one? Anybody remember that one?
Of course.
Every Thanksgiving, I remember that song.
Listen to it just this past year too.
Oh, Ron Wayne comes out. Herman's Hermits.
Boy, oh boy. Talk about taking us down memory lane here, guys.
Well, that's kind of one of mine. There's so many good ones. And speaking of Herman's Hermits, we have a music amphitheater here close to us. And matter of fact, just a few hollers and skip away. And I remember Rock Fest, they call it Live and let's see. Rock Fest. I can't remember the year exactly. It's 80s, but it was a tour of these bands, and it was Herman Hermits, Paul Revere and the Raiders, a bunch of those bands. And oh my goodness, it was such a great concert. Yeah.
Hey, it's getting late, fellas. I'm going to check out. Good night.
All right, Mark.
Hi,
we'll
DJ.
see you, buddy.
Good night, Mark.
Good night, Mark. Good to see you.
Okay. Georgia on My Mind by Ray Price was released in 1960.
60, huh?
Yeah.
We got California.
Good way to kick it off.
California Dreaming was a great.
Mm-hmm.
Mamas and the Papas. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I still like Creaky Alley.
But yeah, there's lots and lots of Elvis songs that like I could just name. We kind of talked about that last week, with the 50s, with Elvis starting and then into the 60s and keep going. There's so much. Everybody's named such good stuff. I've been trying to think about time I think of somebody, somebody puts it out there. So that's awesome. Yeah, the Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
You can almost know if anybody brought in a keg or beer.
This is the 60s.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of beer in the 60s.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Oh, man. We see disco, I guess, started in the 60s too. So was it 70s?
Yeah, it was
70s.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it had started in the 60s and on into the 70s or.
The influence of disco is undeniable, Mr. Bunker. Come on now, we could debate that all night long. It is one of the
I
most.
will go toe to toe with you on
man.
freaking disco.
Maybe in the after chat. Maybe in the after chat.
The only thing that makes disco bearable is Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah. Thank you, Hasbro. Thank you. The only thing.
Olivia Newton-John, when she first came out, she was considered more country than anything
Yeah,
else.
she was.
But the 60s was such a great decade for music because, like Walter was saying earlier, let's face it, guys, without the Beatles, there wouldn't have been a Led Zeppelin. But Led Zeppelin is one of my favorites, and I love that stuff. I can't name the name of any of the songs, but I can groove to just about every one of them.
Houses of the Holy, Black Dog. There's too many to mention.
Yeah, the three from the '60s by Zeppelin that I was gonna name: "Good Times, Bad Times," "Dazed and Confused," and "Whole Lot of Love." Those are three songs from the first two albums. So,
thank you,
awesome. Guys. I need to step away for 1 second. DJ, if you can handle the highlight and side chat, and guys, go ahead and throw a few more favorites out there because we don't want to get into the 70s or 80s yet because those will be ones coming up. So I'll be right back. Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Hey, you guys know Led Zeppelin. The one song that sticks in my mind just because it's so cool, it's a really dark subject, is Cocaine. That song is
running
just
all around
awesome.
my brain. It had a good guitar lick in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but Cocaine was Eric Clapton.
Oh, Zeppelin did it.
Yeah,
I don't believe
they did
so.
it first.
Exactly.
They did? What album? I'm confused.
It's live. They did it live on, I got a video link to it, 9/24/71.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. No,
let's face
right.
it. The influence of cocaine is what started disco. So
yeah,
take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Well, and Pat, we got Defense Dad out here saying disco allowed the band Cake to make a cool version, as a cover version of "I Will Survive" in the '90s. So, what Gloria Gaynor making it 2 decades deep? Mr. Bob Dovalina out there reminding us that Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles need to be recognized in that group. 1969, Vanessa Kitty closing it out, sitting on the dock of the bay. That thing topped the charts after he died. So Otis Redding didn't get to see that climb the charts. We got Ron 2A Matters. He's talking about a song from the 1980s in Sharp Dressed Man, but ZZ Top, the little old band from Texas, started in the year 1969. And they were still the original 3 members strong until just last year. So let's see who else we got in here. Got Tim S. saying that Led Zeppelin, the Black Dog, is going in there. Ozzy is just not fond of disco like some other people out there aren't fond of disco. It seems like I might be one of the holdouts, but somebody out there said that ABBA had been good to them. What about, did any of you guys see any disco artists before or since that era? Mac Man, I'm kind of looking at you because didn't you see Tina a couple of times?
Yeah,
there got to be something in there for you.
3 times, yeah. So, still my favorite female singer.
I'll tell you the truth, man. If ABBA had been good to me, I dang sure wouldn't admit
it.
You ain't no dancing girl, huh?
Not today.
Well, and Justin Grimm out there with a couple of interesting ones. We got Surfing Bird and Wild Thing, making mention of those, and also Mr. Tambourine Man. So Bob Dylan making an appearance there with Justin's comment. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Surfing
right
Bird, the trash men. Man, I don't know why, but me and my kids, we can throw that on and we can just jam out to the Surfing Bird from the 60s. And it is just, man, we always have a blast doing that one because I'll just spaz out and I'll be going, the Surfing Bird on. Mow.
Exactly. Oh, man.
I love it.
Hey, Jamie, correction. I just listened to him. The best version of it is the Clapton version. That's the one I got stuck in my brain. Cocaine.
That's the only one I knew existed.
Yep. He just made it the iconic song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And guys, do not forget to throw your hashtag HBN78 out there. We're going to be doing the giveaway here in just a minute. So make sure you get that get that up and going. Oh man, gosh, there's so many. I love doing it because it takes me back to, and I'm sure it does for everybody sometimes when you hear a song or like you see the song and you remember back in your head of what you were doing or times, that you was listening to that. And, that's just music has a wonderful, powerful deal that, hopefully brings us all joy. And, and it's something that can just take you back to a certain spot or, whatever the case might be. And we have Michael Dunn jump in. Hey, buddy.
We were kind of talking about that on Brooke's channel on her show earlier this evening, just before you got started. And she was talking about, how music can be, as you were saying, Hillbilly, a vehicle to bring yourself back into a better place than where than the funk you're in right now. Think back and think up a song that you remember having a good time to at some place previously, and float yourself up above the cesspool you might find your shoes wading in right now, and float up above that, look forward a little bit, and listen to some good music. And it does that for me too. I guess there are tunes that if I thought about it, I could think of some song that made me feel bad or that I felt bad about at the time. But most of what I think about now, going through all of this stuff tonight, man, it lights my face right up. I remember a lot of good times that I had to all of these old tunes. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and anyway, oh no, maybe hit the wrong button again there. Vanessa Kitty, I think got timed out. Oh man, sorry
Hillbilly, that was me. That was my fat fingers in the back here. So Vanessa Kitty, just come on back. Sorry about that.
Hopefully,
when that screen jumps, she jumps good.
Oh man, yeah, and some of those songs, they take you back. You may have to sit down and pray for a little repentance too.
Yeah, that is the hardcore truth. That is hard. And I'll throw one more in there from Led Zeppelin. And I sang this to my little girl, and it was the only thing that would settle her down when I was giving her a bath, and I would play it in the background. Led Zeppelin, When the Levee Breaks. And she can still recite every single lyric from that to this day. She's 14 now, and we sing that every once in a while in the car when we're going down the road. And I know they took that from a tune from a old blues singer. And I can't remember the name right off the top of my head, but man, that song from Led Zeppelin is just, man, that thing is epic. I love that song.
The original is Kansas Joe and Memphis Minnie. I'm sorry, Viejo, go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's magic in the music.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. What were you going to say, DJ?
Oh, that Kansas Joe and Memphis Minnie. That's the people who did When the Levee Breaks originally. You got to reach way back for that one. So yeah, it's there.
Yeah, but man, I just love that song. That the harmonica and everything in that, man, that just reeks of blues in there and just rock infused in there. Man, I just
I'll say howdy to Dale Pogue and welcome back to Vanessa. She goes, "Oh, who shot me?" Sorry about that. That's accident, Vanessa. Oh my goodness.
Blame that guy right above me, DJ.
So
yeah,
let's have a giveaway. See if we can't make somebody's day better.
There we go.
And
Good idea.
also, the giveaway is sponsored by the VIPs. So I want to thank the VIPs very much for all that they do and sponsoring the giveaway for the Skinny Blue Knife. And so I'll bring it up on screen. Hopefully we won't get in any trouble over this. You just never know these days. But, well, shoot, I guess I should have made myself bigger here. Hang on a second. Kind of did that a little backwards, didn't I? So anyway, this is the Skinny Blue Knife. It's really similar, pretty much almost the same thing as a Skinny Black Knife, except for a different color. Some people say it's got the Star Wars feel to it. Some people say Tron, but it is a wonderful knife, little flipper knife, great little blade. And it does have a pocket clip on it or belt clip. And some people call these window breakers. Moo calls it icebreaker for his drink. And so it's multi-versatile even. So let me pull up the giveaway tool again here, and we will see who the winner is tonight. So everybody's got now. Tim S., if you just entered, you got to put your hashtag in, buddy. All right. We're giving everybody.
I see Ron Wayne out there saying R2D2, and that's what I think of with that blue silver combo for sure. But apparently that's a NASCAR racer's colorway. Do I see that out there? Rusty Wallace or somebody?
Yeah, Rusty Wallace in the Miller Ford. Yeah, because he had two different paint schemes. It was Miller and Miller Highlight, if I'm remembering correctly, back through the 90s. Black and gold and blue and white.
Well, let's give this thing a big spin here and see where she lands.
Spin it now.
All right, congratulations, Chris Lane. Are you out there in the side chat still, buddy?
Was commenting not that long ago. So
yeah,
back there. Just
thought that Skinny Blue Knife was a little bit like Tron.
I had to go see Man by a Dog. I hope he didn't have to do that. So,
all right, come on, Chris.
Put a comment in there for us, Chris, so we know you're there. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Right.
Awesome.
He says, "We're here." We're here. Whatever you heard is probably true or untrue.
So, Chris, email me, please, at AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail. It's scrolling across the bottom. And give me a name and address that you'd like for this to be shipped to, buddy. And, yeah, Vanessa, you're back.
I can't believe y'all do Miss Kitty like that.
It definitely was an accident.
I'm hanging my head in shame.
That's the second one tonight.
DJ, this is your second one. You need to apologize.
I haven't response to Jamie saying, "I can't believe y'all do Miss Kitty like that." But you know what? This is a children-friendly show. I'm gonna do the joke I was gonna do.
I see Boomsticks out there. Welcome, buddy.
Besides, I'm 90% sure Vanessa
Alrighty. So let's does anybody have to jump out right now? Or we got time?
I need to be going on. I gotta get in bed. I want to say something to Pat in a Bunker. That song "When the Levee Breaks" by Led Zeppelin. Uh, I live in a little town, and the name of the place is Rome. So, and we have a big levee, and all the people will sit on the levee and watch the football games at the high school football field downtown. So, when you listen to that song and you hear all last night we sat on a levee in Rome, they were probably here watching a football game. So I'm just saying. But,
Yeah,
means,
well, and I honestly think it was way back before that because it was, and they named it. Uh, Robert Plant actually named the song where he got the inspiration, and he talked uh, to the actual blues singer and everything that did that song originally because it goes even further back than what DJ said. I think it was 30s and 40s. Man, it was something Johnson.
The Memphis
I
Mini
wish I
version is from the late 20s. And I don't know of a pre-existing version of that, but I'll try and dig it out, man, because I'm really curious
okay.
about music history.
Because it seems like something that it was a black man from a blues background that did that, and I can't remember. It was I'm struggling to find it, but I've watched enough of the documentaries and stuff that I think it was something from that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah. So that's what I got.
all right.
There you go.
So,
Man, G Web's come in with one of my all-time favorites. Drove Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
what's the name of that song?
My Miss American Pie. My Miss American Pie. It's American Pie from the movie.
It's American Pie.
Don McLean. Yeah.
John McClane.
That's a great album cover too, if you can picture it. Yeah, you just put the thumb up, didn't you, Jamie? Yeah, that's stars and bars on that cover. That's cool as hell.
Okay, I'm going to go and inspect my eyelids for cracks very carefully for probably about the next 6.5 hours. And guys, y'all, thank y'all for having me. And this music stuff's a ton of fun. And
we got coming up, buddy.
well, I got about 5 videos that I'm trying to make all at the same time, and ain't none of them getting done. So I hope to have some footage from Ricky Baird. He made some videos of some of the folks shooting at the cowboy action shooting match today. So maybe we can get some of that put up. But I think eventually down the road, you'll be seeing some cowboy action stuff on my channel and his stuff. But always Friday nights at 8 o'clock on Georgia Shooting Connection.
Awesome. What a great way to start off the weekend.
Well, we like it.
Connection.
Good night, guys. Y'all be good.
Thanks,
Jamie.
Good night, Jamie.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
And go to church somewhere tomorrow.
I'm going to.
Salute.
All right. Yeah, guys, go out and check out Jamie's JH586. And
Hillbilly, you know the drill, right? I'm next up. I got church in the morning too.
Yeah, we lost Moondog for the show even started, or he would have been up next. Was you guys too? So
Yeah.
So Hasbro, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, working on this illegal stuff that you can't touch. Gonna be. I'm loading up for some low development with some really expensive bullets for me anyway. $67 100. I've got one other box that's $75 100, and that's like crazy for me. But I'm gonna try them, and they better not shoot good because if they do, I got a bigger problem. I got to buy more. It's the only box I have. So I'm gonna do that. We'll see how well that works. But that's honestly, by the time you load that up, it's $100 to do a powder test.
Wow,
that's expensive, But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm playing around with this 3D printed chamber cooler. This thing's working awesome. I'm gonna modify it to make it work for 22 long rifle. And
nice.
Because I use this thing now on my 308, the original chamber chiller.
Yeah.
And this will drop in my Creedmoor or my 308, but I want to make it for 22 because that's where I really need it the most.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, that's kind of fun. That kind of stuff. And then I'll be back on to 300 hammer. I haven't loaded for that for a while. I get a lot of people asking for it. So that's what I got coming up.
Awesome. Good stuff. And thank you so much for being here tonight, buddy. Always appreciate you guys going to check out Hasbro's channel. Always good stuff over there. It's fun show to watch. So make sure you go over to check him out and subscribe. Thanks a lot, buddy, for being here.
And you asked earlier, did somebody make my day better? I failed to mention your videos. I love them. Not just because they're doing stuff about me, but you make it fun. So I appreciate that too. All right. So good night, John Boy. I'm out.
Night, Mary Ellen.
Thanks a lot. And also, I want to welcome on the side chat. We have somebody over here from Rumble. I cannot pronounce your name. I am so sorry. It's hard for me to pronunciate anyhow. But appreciate you jumping on here from Rumble. You come in. What is it?
We're going with Fucking Drama.
Okay. Yeah, he came up with American Pie when he's talking about that song. That's awesome. Good to have you here. Appreciate you. Same as everybody else appreciate being on here. Man, what a good evening. So, well, oh man, everybody good for another round of music?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I got 20 minutes or so I can devote to it. Sounds good to me. Let's go. Oh wait, it's disco coming up next, isn't it?
Well, we have. Let me take the 60s off here so I don't forget.
Yeah. If we're gonna do 70s, I guess we can do some disco tunes.
We got 70s. We got 70s and 80s left. So, Walter, what do you? Since you gotta be off in about 20 minutes or whatever, I'll let you choose, buddy. 70s or 80s?
Oh man, you light up my life. You give me really that's right down there with "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. I don't know. YMCA.
Oh man.
I mean, it was a hit, right? And people are still singing it. But I don't know. I'm not much of a fan at all of a lot of that kind of music. I don't know. I in the 70s, I reverted back to 60s and 50s music and listened to that. Maybe Marvin Gaye. He had some tunes out in the 70s. But who else was out there? Rod Stewart had a couple.
Oh yeah.
He had what did Stewart have? He kind of got in trouble. Do you think I'm sexy?
Yeah.
I mean, the Partridge Family was doing stuff. You know, really, it was just it was a dark time for music in the 70s. Oh gosh. But I mean, there was some other good stuff. Eric Clapton put out one that a lot of people might not know called "Lay Down, Sally." I actually did like. The Beatles were still going and their whole flavor had changed, but they did come up with "Let It Be," which was real popular.
Man. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm struggling here in the 70s. I was not a fan of 70s music. I'm really reaching.
Yeah, we just had Ghost 907 jump on with ABBA. We were talking about ABBA a little bit.
Yeah, ABBA's right in there with Andy Gibb. Come on. Somebody bail me out here over there in the side chat. There's got to be some good stuff out there somewhere.
I got you. I got you all. I got you.
All right, somebody cover me.
All right. Everything is beautiful. Tasty.
No.
Come on.
Hopefully,
Really,
you least
Walter?
like the Coca-Cola commercial in the 70s.
Yeah,
What
we
Where
about
all the kids are sitting on the hillside.
What about
Oh,
Let It
yeah.
Be? What about Let It Be, video? What about that one? I'm not a fan of the Beatles, but that one wasn't too bad.
Let It Be was I'd take that one. Oh
He
man.
Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, the Hollies.
Oh
Hmm?
yeah. There was just, Rhinestone Cowboy. I mean, I kind of like some of Glenn Campbell's stuff, like Wichita Lineman, but not Rhinestone Cowboy. He came out with that one in the 70s. That one sucked too.
I have really good memories of that track, Viejo. I remember
Do you really?
fishing off a dike with my aunt, having a good time, and I'd sing along to
All
that for
right.
sure. And it came up in one of G-Web's conversations or chats at some point in the last couple of days, talking about singing songs that you remember from when you were a little kid and 70s, and you probably didn't like it back then either. But Delta Dawn, was it Helen Reddy version of that?
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to sing that
Yeah.
for coins in the grocery store or in the restaurants or whatever.
Ron
Yeah.
got one in there that I
Yeah,
actually kind of
Brandy. Surely
relate
like
to.
Brandy.
Brandy. Yeah, I did sort of like that one, but I don't know.
I
I
mean-
start thinking back at places I was and things I was doing, and turning the radio off when Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head came on for the 48th
wow.
time. Come
Mhm.
on,
Knock 3 times on the ceiling. Was that in the 70s?
yeah. It was then that I wanted to get some of my 8 tracks out and shove them into the console on the pickup that I had.
Oh man.
We did have some country stuff starting to come along though.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot going out in the side chat, man. They're just tearing it up out there.
Well, look what Mr. Bob
Bridge
put
over
out there
troubled
for
water.
us.
And
Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Yeah, Charlie Daniels. Thank you.
all right. Well, we'll move on over to Mac Man.
Oh, I thought we were just throwing them out. I didn't realize we were going to
Yeah,
come to
we
me
can
as
do
well.
that too, actually. Yeah, it don't matter. I don't want anybody to feel left out. So
All right. Well, Garage Guy isn't here, so I'm going to represent for Garage Guy and myself. We're talking about the 70s. We're talking about you wanted the best and you got the best. The hottest band in the world, Kiss. Come on, Kiss in the 70s. How big does it get?
Yeah.
Does it get bigger than that?
They were the big number, man. I'm telling you.
I'm going to go with Ghost Riders in the Sky with Johnny Cash for 500. Especially when he sung it with Willie Nelson. I'm sorry, that one just that killed me.
Yeah, it's easier for me to relate to some of the country stuff. Somebody out in side chat said Charlie Daniels. The devil went down to Georgia. That I can hear that whole thing in my head right now.
Yeah, no doubt about
Anyway,
that.
it was Mac's job for the next one. My bad.
Do what, Bubba?
Yeah.
My bad.
You're really hard to hear, Bubba. Are you close to the mic?
How about Waylon and Willie? Mamas don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, man. That was that was pretty popular at our barn dances and stuff at that time of year.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, buddy.
I must take it and get from. All right, I forgot it was Macman's turn. That's my beat.
Oh, so Mac Man, do you have any more? Another one or something you want to throw out there, or two, or whatever?
I chucked 2 or 3 out while Walter was talking, and I'm gone blank again. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. No, I just want to make sure everybody has, like, I don't feel like anybody got skipped over for sure. So, Bubba.
So This one should be apparent to everybody, and it kind of hurts my heart that nobody listed at least two of these songs. But Conway Twitty, Hello Darling, and Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, and Hank Williams Jr., Family Tradition.
Oh, thank you.
None of y'all
Thank you,
mentioned
Bubba.
those, and that hurt my heart on a spiritual level. Matter of fact, you didn't even say the Grand Tour George Jones. That is killing me. Like I said, I got a gigantic list of 70s songs. 60s, that's like 34, maybe 70s, different story. That's when the best countries came out.
No wonder we can't hear you. Your mic's off to the side over your shoulder.
That ain't over my shoulder. It's front count. You know how to hear. All right, guys, we're going to talk about this one. You know what? That actually works out. I am a triclops, so here we go. There's an eye right there. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Yeah. Bubba the triclops. He's got his headset over his third eye. So technically, it's mine. And we're going to go on from here. And I'm not doing that. That looks so stupid. All right.
Yeah. Garage guy says hi, Bubba.
Yeah, no, I saw what he said. I'm being
I got one. Take this job and shove it. Johnny Paycheck.
Yeah.
Who couldn't relate to that one? And when that one came out, man, everybody was singing that one.
I kind of like.
Yep.
I want to list off all the good ones that came out, like all the good country songs that came out, but I really don't want Pat to not be able to say anything. So, Pat, please.
Well, what we can do, we can call out a feud and we can come back, So that's
okay. All right. I'll do one more and then it's Pat's turn. All right. You never called me by my name, David Allen Cole.
Damn it.
And Pat's cussing me. See, that's why I wanted you to go. All you had to do was be like, Bubba, I'm coming. I got it. No.
Yeah.
I
I
would
actually have a picture taken with David Allen Cole.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, a lot of good country songs came out of there. Man, a whole bunch of them got ate up.
Just Young Willie Nelson. I only listened to one of his.
Alabama came out of that, and there was Dixieland Delight was a really good one that they came out with in '78. Let's see, another one would have been Jerry Reed, Eastbound and Down, Loaded Up and Truckin'.
You're welcome. I left that one alone.
Folks,
then they had, yep. And I'll holler out another one out there was W.C. McCall out there. Yep, you know which one I'm talking about. Don't even have to don't even have to say the song on that one. And another one was AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
Let There Be Rock.
Yes.
And that was the old Bon Scott era, right before he died. And man, I used to sing a lot of Bon Scott, and so man, that's one of my favorite eras of AC/DC. So yeah, those are just a couple of my favorites.
Awesome. Good stuff, buddy. And I want to interrupt real quick if I can. I want to say howdy to Gizzard out there, coming to us all the way down in Texas. He's probably got him a new cowboy hat with cowboy boots and spurs, and just having him a good little time. And then also we had Guns and Barbecue throw in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
I don't want to look for your comments.
Well, you got to now. He threw money out there, so you got to.
Oh, shit. All right, hold on. Oh, yeah. Guns list one. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one, yeah. There's an Alice Cooper out there, Pink Floyd. Let's see, what else did he throw out there? Come on, where are you at? I wish you could just like single out who's writing something. Like type it in, like search Guns and Barbecue.
There you go. Duffer come up with one nobody's threw out there, I don't think. Dylan Banjos. That might be an older country song or in the country, but it got popular in the 70s for sure.
That was more of an Omen song.
I know it was long before that because when I was a little kid, I remember people playing that, but he says Deliverance. And yes, that's when a lot of people probably heard that song for the first time that does not live in in the mountains or something like that. And man, Pat in the Bunker just gifted 5 memberships. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, buddy. And so we got thank you. We got Pat taken care of. So let's jump on over to DJ.
All right. I'm gonna go cam live for this one. Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive. ABBA, Dancing Queen. No like jeers, no boos, no nothing going on. I mean, come on, even the cat is looking at me kind of strange, you know.
We already
and BG Staying Alive. That rounds out my top 3 of 1970. The 70s. I don't know how that even happens except on this panel that I would say that stuff. Although I do have a soft spot for disco. As much as everybody hates, I am just going to love it up sort of thing because it gives birth to dance music of the 80s, 90s, and now. If it wasn't for Giorgio Moroder and a couple of those other performers and composers, we wouldn't have modern dance music or a couple of other subgenres like we do today. And I love them. But I was stomping over you, Walter. What were you saying?
Oh, somebody in the side chat, and it might have been Mr. Bob Dabalina, mentioned Santana, and Carlos Santana and his outfit kind of got started in the late 60s, but at the beginning of the 70s, our Braxis came out, and there were some thumper songs on that album. I think I still have it on vinyl somewhere. I got to go look around and dig it up now that we mention it, but that was music that I could relate to much better than disco.
Got you.
Oh, okay. So I figured out why my mic was doing that.
You didn't have it turned on?
No, it was going off of my soundbar mic for whatever the reason. I have no idea why in the name of God it did that. It's going off the mic on my
loud and proud right
not
now.
my freaking actual headphones. All right, that's all right, wonderful. But I was going to say, I didn't listen to any disco songs because I didn't want Viejo to start puking on camera. So I was going to say,
did it on this channel was the famous White Claw challenge.
I was going to do Dancing Queen by ABBA, but I figured the second I listed that, Viejo was just going to, and I was just
I probably would have.
Well, what's
Thank you
really cool about this is way, Viejo gave his spill a little bit earlier when we started talking about the 60s, about what all was going on and everything, and and the stuff that times brought back for him and all this. Well, for like some of us, including myself, and I hope you guys don't unsubscribe, when I get through talking here. But being born in '69, the 70s, and even though I love all kinds of music, there's not much music I don't like. Grew up, my parents listened to 50s, 60s, and on up. But for me personally, I seen such a big boom and expand in music in the 70s because we had I don't know what you would want to call it, but we had the kind of more or less, would you call it protest songs, Signs, Fortunate Son, we had a lot of stuff, we're over from Vietnam and all that. But not only that, we also branched out with disco, going like a whole another limb, off here. And you had this going here, and for me, even country broke away, from more or less of the, Grand Ole Opry. I mean, not like, you had your Hank Sr., now all of a sudden you got your Hank Jr., you got that going a whole different way. Like it just, to me, it was like a big explosion of music in my life. And there was a lot of stuff uh, that I was was listening to that it was like I was, as a younger kid growing up, I'm like, music is awesome. I mean, regardless of what you like, there's so much of it out there. And, there's music for everybody. And I just thought it was a wonderful time to grow up in that era. And even though uh, it might not be my absolutely favorite music era. I mean, it'd be really hard for me, and probably for a lot of you guys, maybe, to say, "Oh, this was absolutely my favorite," little era of music, and in the story. Because for me, it's not that. Like I'm still listening to songs nowadays that not very many of them, but that maybe my kids might be playing or my grandkids ask me to, turn on for them or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even heard this before, or whatever. And so, but that 70s era for me was just a big explosion of music in all kinds of directions. And I love listening to every bit of it. I mean, it really, it really was an awesome time for me personally growing up. And that's all I got to say about that.
All
Well,
right.
hey, I can agree. Having come up in that era myself, man, it's hard to, you can't extricate some of those things from our youth. And like the first time we heard a band or a particular song, or the ones like I was mentioning, when you break away from your parents and their style, their record collection kind of thing, and all that was brought to you because of that. And sometimes also the community that you were raised in will have an influence on that. If I've been, growing up down where you are, I'm sure that my musical taste would be a little bit different, Hillbilly, for sure. All those different experiences I could have had. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I mean, I had an uncle that was, younger, more my age, that was into just solely country, your Hank Jr., solid Hank Jr., all that stuff. And then, other family members or friends into this line of music and that line of music, so it was just, for me, it was just oh, uh, like quite the experience,
That's
So-
great.
So Pat says he has to go soon.
Yeah, me too.
So I want to do something for Pat. All right. I want to do something.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to list some honorable mentions that has not been mentioned so far tonight for the 1970s. And I think Pat will appreciate this. Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man, Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty.
Together when time we can.
Every Which Way But Loose, Eddie Rabbit. I Will
Good
Always
one.
Love You, Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, can't forget Dolly.
Have You Ever Been Mellow, Olivia Newton-John.
Mhm.
Come Monday, Jimmy Buffett, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
Stranger,
Yes,
Johnny
sir.
Duncan.
Yep.
And there's one more. Hold on, I have it here on the list. Where's it at? Mac Davis, Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me.
Right on.
So there's my honorable mentions for you,
Yep.
Pat, since you have to leave.
Well,
Nope.
something I forgot
those
to
are all good
include in that
ones.
little deal there, and I can't believe it because it's in my mind, on my mind the whole time. The CB radio songs, and I seen out there in the side chat some people talking about that, but that was another explosion that, like, a
Yep.
whole different avenue. And so, I mean, I don't know. I was probably 8 years old, 10, whatever, wearing a t-shirt at the time, going to school saying, come on back to me, teddy bear, or whatever, the case might be.
That
I
is
want
a
to be a
sad
trucker when I
song.
grow up, or whatever,
That is a
That was
sad,
me.
sad song.
White line fever.
Yep.
No
Yep.
doubt.
Oh, good one. Good one. Yeah.
wait.
Definitely.
Wait, I've got one more for you. Pat. And this one I don't think anybody really knows all that well. Gary Stewart, she's acting single, I'm drinking doubles.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway,
Anytime we
fellas,
have a
I
White
gotta
Claw,
say-
we're drinking doubles.
Yeah.
Get that
Oh,
taste
yeah.
out of our mouth.
Probably. But anyway, fellas, I got to jump out. If it's not raining tomorrow, I'm planting. So anyway, thanks for having me on the panel. It was a great side chat tonight. I enjoyed the music bit tonight and everything. Mac Man, Viejo, Rock, Bubba Triclops, and Hillbilly. Thank y'all for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. And I'll say it again, the side chat out there, it was rocking tonight. And so yeah, y'all have a good one. And I'm out. Stay safe, carry your weapon. Good night, y'all.
All right, buddy. We'll see you
Aw.
later.
Oh my God. Why did I forget this one? John Denver, Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Take me home. Country
Oh
roads.
How did
man,
I forget that one?
I'm with you. I forgot about that one too. That's another good one.
Oh,
And guys, I'm gonna check out here as well. I got no excuse other than the fact that I'm an old man. I gotta go to bed pretty soon.
Well, do you have anything coming up besides water and bread while you're in jail, or?
I don't know. We'll have to see how this strike goes. The Rumble channel will keep up with its usual thing. If the strike gets appeal gets granted, then we'll have the next edition of the 45 ACP series come out Monday. So I still haven't heard from YouTube. The appeal is still pending. So we'll have to see how that goes. But other than that, I got some range time coming up. Getting that new RPR and 22 mag kind of got me fired up for rimfire. So I got a couple of 17 HMRs I'm going to take out to the range this week and shoot them. I got all kinds of ammo stashed for that one, and I haven't shot it. And I got two of them, and I haven't shot either one of them in like 4 years. So I need to get those out and shake the spiders out of them and go shoot. So I'm going to go do that this week too. I got casting to get done, and I'm going to start doing some casting videos here shortly on the Rumble channel. So that's kind of what I got going on personally. And then Friday night we'll be in with the Georgia Shooting Connection, and hopefully, if I'm invited to come back and I'm able, we'll be right here next Saturday night again for Guns, Beer, and Therapy.
Well, good to have you, buddy. Hope they let you out real soon, buddy. So
Yeah, send me a cake with a file in it. I do appreciate the invitation to be here. It's good to see everybody on the side chat, and we'll catch you on the next go around. Good night, guys.
we'll see you, brother.
Go
Thanks
easy,
for
man.
being here. Oh man.
Me too as well, Hillby. I think I need to go to bed.
Okay.
I'm struggling here.
Yeah. Well, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Just got my show coming up Monday night as normal, 6 o'clock Arizona, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll do a little bit of reloading and talking on there. I'm just sort of tied up with work at the moment, trying to get this next truck up and going. So we're going to be tied up for the next 5 or 6 weeks, getting everything ready to get him on the road. So probably not going to be putting too much out there. I'll try and get some stuff out there, but just work's got to come first at the moment. So, but great side chat tonight. Good to see you all, guys. And I really appreciate the invitation. And we will catch you on the next one.
Well, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it very much. And come back and join us.
With
Guys,
less
go and
beer
check
in me
out
next time.
Mac
Won't be
Man's
so much
channel
beer
and
next
get
time.
subscribed. Great stuff over there.
That's great.
So,
Thank you,
thank-
guys. Good night, everyone.
Thanks
Later
a lot.
on.
We'll see you.
Night.
Oh man. Also, do you guys know if Foss is doing an overnight show?
He is. It's scheduled. It's up on the list already there.
All right, and look, we got Ron Wayne jump in. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, it's time for the Late Late Show with Hillbilly Up. Right?
Da, 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 da.
DJ Bubba, how you doing?
Well, you know what we're doing?
Side chat, rocking and rolling. Look at it.
For sure. Oh man. Oh, so you threw a lot of good songs out there. Did you have any honorable mentions that you want to throw in?
Oh, I like all rock. I'm not like Miss Wayne though. She listens to all the country stuff, and I mean all the country. And
She's a little country and you're a little rock and roll.
Yeah.
I think there was somebody wrote a song about that.
Yeah, and I mean all of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wish we could actually have music tunes on here because yeah, that would definitely be our Guns, Beer, and Therapy entrances. The Doc Severns.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, Bubba, DJ, did you guys have any others? So we covered the 60s and 70s tonight. Any other honorable mentions or anything or bands in that era?
Willie Nelson.
Wow. And you know, Bubba, I just saw that performed live by the man himself just the other night. Willie played a show in Lincoln, Nebraska at the Pinewood Bowl. And at age 91, you absolutely knew it was his voice. You knew it was him strumming on trigger. It was a really good time. And I would encourage everybody, you know, the man is a national treasure as a musician. Mm-hmm. And if you have a chance, even if you don't like country music, to be able to say, yeah, I saw him perform kind of thing, it's most definitely worth it. He tends to make sure that venues do not gouge for ticket prices. I don't know what dates are left on the tour, but at least give it some consideration if he's swinging through where you guys live, wherever that may be.
Man, can you imagine still touring at 91?
No. I can't even imagine doing it at 51 or 61, 71, 81. I mean, you know, to push that many decades past that which the average musician is able to contribute, and for him to have been active for all of those decades, there was no laying back. You know, all the activity he had all the way up to the IRS hassles and everything that he did during that, following that, you know, being one of the founding members of Farm Aid, so much influence and so many, the tens of thousands of hours that he has provided musical enjoyment for people just live from the stage, let alone all the albums released over time and any other performances that he gave. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm not that big a Willie Nelson fan, but when he draws near kind of thing or somebody brings him to mind, yeah, you have to give the man props. That's mad respect for him.
Is he still playing the same guitar though?
Yeah, Trigger.
Awesome.
Could be no other. Yeah, you know it's Trigger too. Oh, you absolutely know it's that guitar, that song, whether it's recorded, doesn't matter where it was recorded, live, you hear that and you know it. And he's had the same luthier now for decades and decades, and he's the only one that touches it other than anybody, you know, associated with road crew kind of thing. But yeah, that he has logged all of the work that he's done for decades now on that guitar. And that's it best be in the Smithsonian, like post haste. I don't even think any other Hall of Fame doesn't really deserve it kind of thing compared to being able to have the nation be able to view that in the Capitol and our most prestigious museum.
Yeah, Mr. Bob comes out there and says, "I'll never smoke weed with Willie again." That's a good song too. Yeah, I heard somebody a long time ago. We said something about Willie Nelson, and I never thought about this. And then it didn't really click in my head till I got older, a little older, started playing a little music. They called him the offbeat man. I didn't understand it. And his singing, like he starts like on his lyrics, it's like in between a beat, you know, whatever. Like it's its own style, you know. And
yeah, he made that style.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're talking about 70s and the changes, Hillbilly, that you mentioned that happened in country music at that point. You started to name some of the artists. I mean, the outlaw country movement I mean, I have to say that that's my favorite, like contemporary, and that's soft quotes around it. My favorite contemporary country era, because otherwise, I want to be stuck way back. I want the original High Lonesomes. I want what we called country and western back then, sort of thing. And yeah, but the outlaw era, that sure is a fun one. Continues through today as well. A lot of other artists.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned it before, but my favorite song by Willie is "Ghost Riders in the Sky" when he sung it with Johnny Cash. That is still, no doubt, hands down, my favorite song with Willie and Johnny. And they sing a lot of different songs together. That is by far my favorite.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And it looks like Foss has got a show tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Bob says Keith Richards worries about what kind of world he's leaving behind for Willie. Yeah.
Shit. I just realized what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. Keith Richards, he's up there in age. Yeah. Ozzy says he's got a daughter named after the song Amanda. That's so cool. And Neil Bogue says, Ozzy, my daughter's named after her car, Chevelle.
Which, oddly enough, that's where she was conceived. Sorry, Dale. I saw the joke. I had to grab it. I love you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, there's some jokes out there about, I guess it wouldn't be good to tell on here, but the Native American names. And if you heard it before, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. So why do you have about your name?
Why are you asking?
Why do you not like your name? Broken. I'm not going to say it. Everybody said what this joke is. I ain't saying it.
Yeah.
I already pushed it a little too far by saying it there.
Yeah. Info Bro says, yeah, there's a lot of people don't know it's not Willie wrote crazy, he says. Was that Crazy by Patsy Cline or Ozzy Crazy Train?
Well, and he wrote Hello Walls. Farron Young did that. Original Good Hearted Woman. He and Waylon wrote that. Yeah, he's like, there's some couple of George Jones songs I think that he wrote. That's another one of those things. And good point. Thanks for bringing that out, Info Bros. Absolutely. There's some songs out there that hover just beyond people's understanding or consciousness that a lot of different people wrote, kind of thing. And somebody else earlier in the chat mentioned one of my favorite session musicians of all time, Carol Kay. Like, I don't remember who that was, but she was a bass player in the 60s, 70s. She has played on hundreds of artists' albums. One of those unsung heroes or heroines, I guess, because she's a chick, kind of thing, going on in studio play and popular music in those decades. An incredible performer.
And a lot of people don't realize how much Willie gave to other song singers and stuff like that. He wrote songs for several people.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, just did it just to do it. Like, they would get in a rut, and he would just write them a song. And it was like, all right, let's do this. And they all end up being gigantic hits.
Same kind of thing with Prince. Prince has, like, tossed at least a dozen number ones to other people. I mean, not as if, in their formation that it's going to be that big a hit, but, passing those on, equally to people in all kinds of different genres and whatnot. Yeah, good stuff.
Didn't Neil Diamond do that too?
Do which?
Wrote songs for other people.
Yes.
Him,
yes, sir.
He did a whole lot of stuff.
Rod Stewart, I believe, did a couple. Johnny wrote several songs for other people.
Well, I will tell you something that's disappointing. is Barry Manilow sung a song called "I Write the Songs," but he actually did not write that song.
Who wrote it?
Somebody else did.
Somebody else.
I
We
did
don't
not know
know.
I
that.
don't remember now who the artist was, but yeah,
I write
he
the
did not
songs.
write
I
that
didn't write
song.
this one.
That is, you have to Google that because unless I'm really mistaken, like that was some dream I had, but I'm pretty sure it's not. That was like a trivia question or something, and we like checked it out, and we're like, I'll be darned. He did not write the song. I write the songs.
There's some irony there.
If somebody can Google it, that'd be awesome.
There's the horn.
Was that Minnie in the background?
Billy Joel, yeah. I thought Billy Joel was a good songwriter myself personally.
I
like
do too.
Billy Joel songs.
Yeah,
Christopherson, another good one. Well, yeah, I don't know if anybody's mentioned that. Yeah, John Rich wrote a lot of songs that you don't have a clue that he wrote. That is very true, Tim. Matter of fact, him and that girl, she had that song, is kind of Redneck Woman. I can't remember her name.
Gretchen Wilson.
Yeah, Gretchen Wilson. Well, that's how they met. Was she was a songwriter too. I mean, and John Rich, he wrote songs, and they I think they did a lot of songwriting together for other people too. But if I remember correctly, Chris Stapleton. Yeah, I forgot all about Chris Stapleton. Doggone it.
True. And there's another artist across different genres because he wrote one that Adele did, and Alison Krauss. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. Fluffy, good point to make, man. Good point to make.
Yeah.
Alison Krauss, she sung that song with was it Brad Paisley, that Whiskey Lullaby? God, I love that song.
Yeah. I got to see, believe it or not, our theme park down here, Solar City, they have like a little amphitheater there. You know, it holds maybe 3,000 people, 2,500. I don't know if it even holds that much. But they, on the weekends, on the evening, they'd have a band in there. And believe it or not, they had booked Alison Krauss before she come out with a big song. So when she came there, she already had this big, hit out, and people were piling in there, just to watch her. And
we were talking about 70s greats, and one of the greatest vocal performers of the 70s was Robert Plant, and Robert and Allison are touring. I'm going to go see them with my best high school friend later on this year. So, two formidable voices. Yeah. Saying, check that tour out too. There's so many great tours this year, and after we all had to go through the Coco delay in a lot of bands or the resources getting out there, now everybody's returned to normal. So,
well, G-Web's asked, do y'all consider bluegrass a subset of country, or what? Well, here growing up in the hills, and maybe like Ron and some other people, I don't know, Bubba or whatever, but from what I kind of understand, listening, from my parents or my great grandparents, and when I was little, I think if they were here to say something, they would say bluegrass was the starter country.
So
I might be mistaken, but I think that was the backbone of country. Would that be maybe right to say? I don't know.
No,
yeah, I agree.
Bluegrass has been around for a long time.
See,
I think the split.
Go ahead.
No, please, Bubba, you.
So in my honest opinion, I believe bluegrass was the bridge between gospel music and country music, and that pretty much created, from those two genres, created country music, is what I think it was. They're just the predecessors, gospel music and bluegrass being two separate genres that basically did the same thing, because most bluegrass at its core has been some type of gospel, but then gospel music was more of a monotone, same, just piano and organs and stuff like that. Bluegrass incorporated most of the words for gospel music and put it into what it is today. And then bluegrass and gospel music pretty much merged together and created country music. That's where I think it comes from. I think it's the predecessor to country is bluegrass and gospel. Then again, most music has been either a derivative of classical to a derivative of some type of religious belief is where most music has come from. And it comes from the phrase in the Bible that says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So I think all of that created those two genres, which in turn together created country. That's just me. And then country wasn't hard enough for some people, and then they came out with, country rock. And then country rock turned into rock and roll turned into, subgenres of jazz, R&B, blues, and just went on from there. And then, now we got hip hop, rap, and we got metal. Because again, there's always somebody who it's not hard enough for them, so they need something heavier.
And off over here somewhere else, we got Taylor Swift.
Don't even talk about that disgusting, horrible person.
Oh, don't say that. We'll get our stream shut down.
So, like, my take on an answer for G-Webs is, is bluegrass a subset of country? No, but I think they're adjacent sort of thing, because country, when that split was happening, it was called hillbilly music. Like, that was the way that's what people call it. Oh, that's hillbilly music. That's a hillbilly record kind of thing. Back then in the early 40s, that was closer, if we're looking at the genres and their definitions, it's closer to folk music in its categorization. But by the time you hit the late 40s, that's when that changes. And so now, country and western splits into being country. You have bluegrass being defined. And sometimes it's the influence of different artists. Like the Bluegrass Boys is the reason that we have the term bluegrass is applied to that particular kind of what I would call folk music, hillbilly, hill music, folk music. So are they related? Is it related to country? Absolutely. Is there crossover between those things? Absolutely. Are they both, the working form of, Bubba's pointing out the blues, country, it's working man's songs. Country is working man's blues as well, kind of thing. So, and when you're also talking about the racial division of that time, race records and white records were different. They didn't have the same marketing. They didn't have the same charting. They didn't have the same anything sort of deal. So if we take that into consideration too, and mix that all in with what Bubba has pointed out, it is a confusing thing to define, honestly, G-Webs. So more parts of the conversation to be had anytime.
All of this stuff is ultimately, what you want to believe about certain things. You can have your own opinions. People are allowed to have their own opinions. I'm allowed to have my own opinion. But like everybody else's opinion, it smells the same as everybody else's. It doesn't smell the same to you as it does to me, and vice versa. That's just how it is. We all have different eclectic tastes. We have different thoughts on things, and that's just the way it goes. We're all each different individuals. We're never the same.
Yeah, and you and I might classify it not because we don't get along or wouldn't agree by the end of the day kind of thing, but what you might call a country song, I might call a bluegrass song. There might be there's more than a little bit of give and take, as Bubba's pointing out, between opinions, what's reflected in the charts or the industry or any of those other kind of things. So yeah, I like this part of the conversation.
I had an interesting conversation once, and I don't want to drag this out too long, but someone told me that my thoughts about metal are different than other people's thoughts about metal. And I was just like, okay, so what are you trying to get at? She goes, yeah, it was a girl. She goes, what is Metallica? Rock. You don't classify that as metal? No, I do not classify that as metal.
And you or this person doesn't classify Metallica as metal. I am the person
saying that Metallica is not metal. They have metal songs. They have songs that are metal. But fundamentally, they're just hard rock. They haven't hit metal yet. They're more hard rock versus metal. Metal would be something a lot more aggressive. That is not to say that they don't have pretty metal songs. They have some heavy metal songs, but I would not classify Metallica as just metal because they have softer songs. They have Nothing Else Matters. If someone was to tell me that Nothing Else Matters is a metal song, we're going to fight. I'm sorry. We're going to fight. Nothing Else Matters is a ballad, therefore cannot be metal. Now, there are metal ballads, but that is not one of them. There's no progressive instrument use in it. There's nothing like that. There's no thrash in it. Nothing. It's a somber. It's meant to be a somber song. One is the closest one to the transition from a ballad into a metal song. That's my breaking point right there. When they start off for one, and then they start kicking in. Kirk Hammond starts going ham. Now it's metal. When the guitarists and the drummers are going ham, metal. If they're not, it's not metal. And that's just me.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing like for, say, just a good solid rock band has some like slow songs or love ballads. Now you can't say, well, they're rock, but when they're singing this, they're kind of more country.
Right, but they have an influx of an imbalance of different songs, is what I'm saying. So I can't classify them as a specific genre. I can't do that. Like my mind will not allow that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that I haven't. I'm surprised I haven't seen Abby out there saying anything, because she will like pick apart any opinion that you might have about what genre something goes in when it comes to hard and heavy and metal and all those things. She has got some vocabulary there. So in deference to Abby, like metal definitions and subcategorizations, I give it up to her. There's way too much work involved in that. Too much heavy lifting. She's done most of it.
So Slipknot's another example. Corey Taylor has one of the most interesting singing abilities I have ever seen in my entire life, because that man can go straight from just screaming his lungs out into an operatic voice and not miss a beat. And Snuff, one of my favorite songs by him, has proven that. He has the acoustic version, and then he has his original version, which literally transcends each one of the different individual levels of soft rock all the way up until it's a metal song. And he has that vocal range. It's the same basic principle to me, and that's just me. I'm not going to say anything about Slayer because I don't like Slayer. I like Raining Blood. That's the only song I like by them. But they're just not my cup of tea. And that's fine.
Don't forget he can sing SpongeBob SquarePants too.
Yeah, he can sing SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, let's not forget that one. But no, he went from Slipknot, went to Stone Sour, and did a great job. The song "Bother" is still one of my favorite songs by Stone Sour because it just hits home. And when you can hit people who don't like your original genres and hit them with their own genre and sing in that tone, that's just something magical to me. I'm sorry. I like that. There's no getting around it. It's, somebody that can go from "Hello, darling," and then into I'm sorry. If you can hit all home fronts, I cannot classify you as one genre.
Yeah.
Because you're not one genre. You're multiple things. That's like labeling somebody as, it's like, okay, oh, he's a country boy. Yeah, but Bubba might be a country boy. Bubba likes a lot of Japanese things. Bubba likes a lot of stuff that people are just like, I did not expect that from you. Yeah. I didn't expect Bubba to sit there and read 24/7 whenever he ain't got anything else to do. And people freak out when they come up on me. I'm sitting there just reading the book, right? I'll be at work. They walk up like, "You can read?"
So I'm trying to get through grade 6. Leave me alone.
I tell you, the other thing that freaks people out is when you see a hillbilly like me. No offense, Mike. When you see a Bubba like me, I'll just say that. When you see a Bubba like me, and the guy can speak 12 different languages almost fluently and almost perfectly homophonic, and say words like homophonic, and know what they mean, it throws people off. But then again, we are not always what we look like.
No doubt.
You know,
Don't judge the manga by its cover, kind of thing.
And that, you know, that's just my thought on it.
Yep. Oh man. So anyway, does anybody else have anything before we tell all these good folks good night? Let's go ahead and do this first. Let's bring this up. Just so people do not forget that this is coming up after.
I am gravely disappointed. Once again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
Howdy, everybody. How y'all doing?
There has been too much violence, too much pain. But I have an honorable compromise. Just come join us. Saturday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Sunday metric. Just join us, and there will be an end to the horror. Just join us.
Yes, guys. So don't forget, 1 o'clock Central for me. We have the Mouse overnight Mouse Party, DM Foss. And so make sure you go check him out. Show him some love there. Always a great show. And anybody else have anything else that they want to shout out or got coming up before we jump off here? Go right ahead.
I would like to encourage everybody who's still out there to be thinking of songs for the 1980s and 90s, because we got those coming up sometime soon. The aughts, the teens, and now the 20s, they're coming up pretty soon. So I've got to be thinking about 50 years worth of music to try and come up with some coherent answers for those discussions. But no, I've had a good time as always. You know, thanks for hosting, Hillbilly. Have a great time every Saturday that I'm able to participate. And the music conversations are lit over here. We really do cover a lot of ground. And when the text chat is that active, you know, like 30 and 40 people tossing in their ideas, all those inspirations just rush by you so darn fast. So let's see. Tonight, later on, you talked about Boss having the Mouse Party on Sundays. I'd like to encourage everybody to check out the She Fires channel. She's got her fireside chats going on. Another one of my favorite channels is kind of going through a rebranding, but check out and subscribe to the Costly Conversations podcast, either on YouTube or go hit the Instagram up. A couple other social media platforms are available as well for that channel. If we're rounding it out, I just want everybody to be safe, have fun, listen to the tunes you like, and don't let anybody tell you they're not good. Carry your guns, and as always, everybody, rock. I'm out.
All right, DJ. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. And Dale says, anybody in Oklahoma tomorrow's going to be a big car show in Hennessy. I love car shows. Good night, Chris, and the rest of you fixing to jump off here, man. Good to see y'all. So, Bubba, what you got coming up, buddy?
So I have decided to do a new project, something that I can do if I can't get to the range, and something I'm probably going to do a couple part series with, since I never really have time, and there's always something to do at my house in the summer when I'm off. Always something to do. It's why I wish I lived on a bigger property so that I could just shoot on my own property, build up a berm and just be happy with it.
Yeah.
So I've got a project coming up. I decided that I wanted to get me a 17 HMR.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, well, I don't want that weird synthetic stock that this certain one comes with. And I was just like, well, where can I go to look for one? And I was talking to CW for a while, and CW was like, why don't you go to Boyd's, see if they got one for your model you want to get it for. I was like, all right. And I found one. And it's a pretty looking stock.
Nice.
So it's ordered. I don't have the gun yet, but the stock is ordered. So we're going to be doing a few videos. I mean, showing the bedding process, not actually showing like all the actions that I'm doing, but the step by step as I'm installing parts, showing them after they're installed and stuff like that as I try this new endeavor. So I'm probably going to break it up to a 3-part series and have a little bit of fun with that. I've also got a couple videos to do on the Mauser that's up there and cleaning it out, getting it all set up, which, by the way, I found out that Boyd's actually makes a stock for this particular Mauser. So if the wood ends up being bad on it, like I'm expecting it might be, I can just swap it out and put it on a new stock. I also found out that Boyd's makes one for the Arasaka that I've been looking for a stock for. So we're probably going to be buying a lot of stocks here in the next few days. And, putting them together and trying to get that look that I'm going for. And so hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. The good, the bad, and the bubba. I'm still trying. I'm still trying to get up early enough to do it. It's just getting used to this new shift schedule is still taking its toll on me. It's been about 3 weeks, but I'm still just like, oh my gosh. So I apologize for that, but
you'll get it.
If you guys don't see a notice by 10:30, odds are it's not going to show up.
Yeah.
But I do apologize. But hopefully I get one this week. Like I said, if it's 10:30 and you don't see a posting on my channel, probably not.
Well, we hope we can get that done. Get back to that pretty soon. I love watching guns. Shit, I say it every time. The good, the bad, the bubba. That was quarter donut.
That's all good, brother. But other than that, guys, stay safe, stay armed, stay 2-way strong. Have a fantastic week. Keep getting that.
So thank you so much, Bubba, for being on here. Appreciate you. And so, Ron, what you got coming up, brother?
It sounds like Bubba's got some cool stuff going on there. I'm transfixed with his content he's got coming up. This is going to be great. Yeah, but usual stuff for me. Sunday range day tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern Standard. You got the Bear Creek 201. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, going to be an interesting Sunday range day. Might change people's minds about that rifle, I do believe. But that and the optic from Bear Creek, we ran it today or yesterday. So missed a lot of your show. Sorry about that. my life's been crazy here lately. So still enjoying it. Still making my day better by doing this, brother. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Looking forward to Sunday range day and your members chat too tomorrow night. And guys, go check out DJ Bubba Triclops Ballistic and Ron Wayne, and go and subscribe to their channel if you're not. And we just want to thank everybody in the side chat. And, I want to thank everybody in the panel also for being here tonight. Couldn't do it all without you guys. You guys are just totally awesome. You guys make my week better, every week by showing up here and just having a good time. Never know what we're going to be talking about, but, hey, that's just part of it. We just kind of roll with the wind and try to have a fun time. And we sure appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. And I want to leave you all with this. Remember, God, family, and country, and make somebody's day better, will you? And if the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll be seeing you all again. Everybody say good night.